Welcome to the first time I'm ever going to have to re-record something in this series, DS. Yeah, there's a little bit of an visual problem, so the stars I'm going to be getting in this episode have actually already been collected, but luckily the stars weren't too hard. Also, how am I getting destroyed by these boos this easily? Okay, well, there is a reason I do want to start in this area. Specifically because I never mentioned how ironic it was that you actually obtained Luigi in an area that was originally, kind of a conspiracy theory area. This area used to... people thought it said L is real.
No.
And that made people think like, ooh, Luigi's in Super Mario 64 DS. And that actually does bring something up I want to talk about in a little bit, but not right now. The main reason I wanted to start back here was because there's actually a rabbit that I never looked into. So, I've already talked about the fact that every single character has their own rabbit locations, and this is where one of Luigi's is. It's super easy to catch, and I don't know, I just find it kind of easy, kind of super duper easy, and kind of funny that the area that you obtain them in, there's actually a rabbit. So, pick that one up. It's one of the easiest ones to get, so you can get a free Luigi minigame, and a lot of people believe that the... I was pretty sure that was gonna happen, but it was still funny anyway. But yeah, the Luigi minigames are, they really are some of the best for people. I don't really like them all that much, I'm not gonna lie. But they're pretty much just card games and gambling, so, you know, have fun with that if you will. But, the other thing I want to talk about, there's one more rabbit location. I'm not gonna switch to Mario, but if you are playing as Mario, right where I'm standing, there will be 2 rabbits, and you can chase them around. They're pretty easy to catch as well. But this painting looks super duper intimidating. And the name is also incredibly intimidating. Let's hop into Boil the Big Bully and Lethal Lava Land. When you hop into this level for the first time, there will be a message that plays that's like, if someone bullies you, bully them back, push them back. Which, first of all, is a really bad message to teach to kids. And second of all, is really building up this atmosphere of, ooh, this is going to be a really tough level, you know? It's making all this talk about people bullying you and you gotta punch them back. It's actually one of the easiest levels in the game. It really is. I'm not sure how this recording is gonna go, but the first recording I did of this, I didn't get a single death. I really didn't have any issues with the lava. The only thing I had issues with were the big bullies pushing me around a little bit. Because I will be honest, the hitbox is a little bit weird for your punch. I'm not super good at, I don't know, dictating when it's actually going to hit and when it's not. It has kind of a bit of a wind-up time, and I'm just bad at realizing what that wind-up time actually is. But, that's the first star. It's super duper easy. The bullies are the most frustrating part of this level, and they're really not that hard. So, this is one of the easiest levels in the game. It really, really is. Minus, like, Bomb Battlefield or something. It's not difficult. And I find it to be a lot of fun because of that. It's just a lot of straight platforming. There's not a lot of instant death type things here, so you can play a little bit recklessly, and I find that to be a lot of fun. That's kind of my play style to begin with. What is this again? Bully the Bullies. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know, I find it to be a lot of fun. I don't really like some of the missions they use here, though, like this, for example. There are big bullies and there are smaller bullies. I think that these bullies are a little bit too reoccurring for my liking. I also really don't like dealing with multiple of them, because stuff like that happens. I already told you that I'm kind of bad at dictating when... Also, what was that? What was that? No. No. Let's not. No. That makes literally no sense. I ground pounded into both of them and I still got pushed back somehow. Yeah. No. Again, the bullies are a little bit weird. Things that I think should hit just don't. And that makes me a little frustrated from time to time. I'm pretty sure just jumping into the big bully actually works as well. I would say jumping's probably the best way to deal with these guys. You know, the game says like, oh, you need to... Well, first of all, something else to note about the big bullies before I continue on with what I was saying beforehand. Getting comboed by them is super duper easy, so be a little bit careful. But jumping into them is probably the easiest thing to do. The game really pushes you to punch them. It's not really worth it in my opinion. Yeah, okay. Alright, see what I mean? What could I do there? I couldn't do anything there. They're just kind of frustrating to deal with, and they have this little invincibility time where even if you jump on them and even if you hit them with the right timing, you'll still get pushed back. and then they'll recover, and then they'll start pushing you back again, and you'll get caught in that that annoying loop, if you will. They're not difficult, per se. I say as I only had 1 health left, but they're not super hard. Just not the most fun thing to deal with. They don't make this level any more annoying. It's still really, really easy. The red coin mission. The easiest mission in an area with a lot of easy missions. Oh yeah, what I was saying before, I don't think I ever finished saying this. The big bullies and the little bullies, they're too frequent here, they're too reoccurring. I really don't like them for that reason. They're just really, I don't know. I don't think the big bully boss is interesting to begin with. So, them reoccurring so frequently, I don't know. I don't think it's that interesting. Oh yeah, by the way, we just got another star. Yeah, that 8 red coin mission was super easy because they're all in the exact same place. The puzzle pieces will continue to move around, and I guess you can say it's frustrating or difficult because of that reason, but they don't move around that often. You're pretty safe most of the time. So, there's that. There's also one more star I almost forgot, and it's right over here. This toad, if you talk to him, will actually give you a free star.
Luigi, even if all caps look the same, the one you've been wearing for years is special. Don't lose it, or your luck will run out. If you lose your cap, hitting a question mark block will spell disaster. Don't worry too much about it. If you lose your cap, you'll find it in the course where you lost it. Just look at the map below. And then he'll give you a free star. He said he was holding on to it, and it's just a free star. Super duper easy. I'm kind of sad that that's literally the... that star, which I can't show off again, is literally the one episode that I had to re-record, but whatever, things happen. And I'm pretty sure that there's one more star I need to do in this episode. Just one more. There's one star that I can go back and get, because there was a level back in Jolly Roger Bay that actually required the power of Luigi's Power Flower. So, let's go grab that. Through the jet stream is still something we cannot get, but Switch Star of the Bay, oh yes please. We can get it incredibly easily. So there was this little bay area, would I call it a bay area? Nah, there's this little cove, alcove. I don't even know if that's the right term, but there's this little area under the water, which is what I'm trying to say. And I've already been to it, and I've already talked about how I feel like the wonder and mystery of it's kind of ruined because of the fact that we have a mini-map, that area. There's a star in there, it's a Switch Star, and I said that I couldn't get it because I didn't have the right character for the job. Luigi is the right character for the job. Luigi's Power Flower ability allows him to turn invisible. This allows him to slip through grates and things of the sort. So, we grab that, run over here, press the Switch Star, that'll make the Switch Star appear, as it does, and stop long jumping in the wrong direction. That's it. That's literally it. Super easy Switch Star, and that's only 8 minutes. Believe it or not, that took a little bit more time in the actual first recording I did. So now I'm gonna find a way to spend my time. I think a good way to spend my time would be... showing off how easily you can break the Bowser level. I actually don't think I showed this off. I completely forgot to do it. So I guess it's a good thing that I'm re-recording this. I talked about how the balloon power-up could break levels in half, and this is the one I was referring to. But again, I never showed it off. Ever. You grab the P power-up, and you just spam the jump button. You spam it and spam it and spam it, and that will take you all the way up to here. Fun fact, this is pretty much the end of the level, and we're done with it. It is one of the most useful power-ups to use in certain levels. Like, I would say that the power-ups in this game are super conditional, and that's probably one of the most conditional ones, but when you do get to use it and break levels because of that, oh my god, it's a lot of fun. It is so much fun.
Joke's on you, Bowser. I can exit the course. You know what? I still have time. I still have plenty of time. This will probably be the most disjointed video in the entire world, but I still do have time, and there's something interesting I can do down in the basement. It's not a star per se, but it does open up the possibility to get a different star. So I might, again, I'm recording this after I've recorded a lot of other videos as well. So I'm going to do this, and I probably won't get to the star that I can do with it until a little bit later down the line. But I still want to do it nonetheless. It's a super quick, easy thing to do, and it's actually incredibly useful, so I'm going to go do that right now. In the basement, there are quite a few doors you can go into, this being one of them. This takes you to a little area where there's this underwater passage. So if you swim down here, there will be another room that's actually opened up around here. Right here. There are 2 pillars. It is decreed that one shall pound the pillars. Welp. Let's do it. These, I'm gonna be honest with you, these don't really come off as pillars. Pillars usually go up to the ceiling, these do not. So, it can be a little bit confusing for people. But once you ground pound in both pillars, the water will drain. Not only in this area right here, but also in this area. There's still a little bit of water left over, but it's mostly drained. And if we take this door outside, you'll realize that the water has also drained from the moat in Peach's castle. There was a box down here that I can't actually open, but that takes me to a different star, so doing this is actually very important if you want to 100%. And it's also just, it's a really cool thing, having the overworld permanently changed by this small action. I really like it a lot. It acts as a shortcut as well for whenever you're starting up the game again, because whenever you do turn off the game and start it up again, you don't start off from exactly where you were. You actually started off from right here in the courtyard, where you start off the game proper, essentially, for the first time. Right over there. So, it's kind of like a shortcut, kind of like a cool little detail. And, you know what? Again, I still have a lot of time, so I might as well check out some of the signs of some of the more interesting, intricate details of the overworld that I haven't gone over just yet. Slide down a slope by crouching, or crouch in the air to pound the ground. If you stop crouch then jump, you'll do a backward somersault. Got that? There's more. Crouch and then jump while running to do a long jump, or crouch and walk to... Never mind. It's a secret. I actually really love that sign. It starts telling you about things, and then it tells you about this other little secret, which is crawling. But it's like, ooh, I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is. It's a secret, so you got to do it yourself, and that actually gives you incentive to try stuff out. So right here, there's another sign, and there's also this closed area. We won't know anything about that for a long time. And by a long time, I mean a long time. Let's read the sign anyway. Swimming lessons. You can't breathe under the water. Here's how to swim in standard mode. We already talked about this. It's kind of basic tutorials, but I might as well show them off anyway. Also, something else to mention. Now that there's a dedicated run button for every single character, you can hold that run button in place. The character will start running in place, and they will continue running in place until you press a direction, in which case they will zoom in that direction. It's a good way to build up momentum without actually having to, you know, get a good running start. All you do is hold down the button, and then you start going at full running speed, and you don't need any surface area. I don't know, you don't need a large platform to start running at full speed. So that's pretty helpful, actually. And I think that might be where I ended off. I showed off a few smaller things this episode, and, you know, I really apologize about that. I thought the stars that I needed to re-record would take a little bit longer, but they didn't. But I think it's important to get some of these smaller things out of the way. So, next time, on Super Mario 64 DS, we will continue Lethal Lava Land, and see what else the basement has to offer. But again, that's for next time. Until then.